Hey, what's up everybody, it is I, Keflexx, and welcome back to another video. Today, I want to bring you guys back to Stonewood, where it all began. Before this video begins, let me know what mission types you find the most fun playing. I'd love to hear from you all. Without further ado, let's begin the next series on this channel.
It's time to fight the storm.
Fight the storm. We all love the idea of fighting back on the zombie-like invaders of the storm. So why not use a deadly beam of light to rip a hole through the storm? Sounds good? Alright then, let's get into this. Category atlases are the first type of actual missions you gotta do in the game. And they set an awesome premise for the game. You find the objective, you build a fort, you protect it, and you win. It's super simple, yet an effective way to learn the ropes of the game. Let's begin with the rewards. Atlas missions appear in 4 variants, Category 1 up to Category 4. Each category increment represents 1 Atlas. Category 1 Atlases are on the lower end of the reward spectrum, so you should expect to get the same rewards as like a Retrieve the Data or a Ride to Lightning. Category 2 Atlases are on the middle-ish tier, so I would say roughly the same rewards as an Evacuate the Shelter. Maybe also a little bit close to Ride to Lightning still. Then when you think about Category 3 Atlases, then what I'm saying gets interesting. Because I can hear you say, but why are you mentioning rewards? Well, it's pretty much the biggest strength of category missions. Category 3 Atlases give a lot of rewards. And then Category 4 Atlases give the highest base reward multiplier of the entire game. I haven't done any calculations on this yet because a few months ago they changed it up a little bit, and honestly I don't really see any purpose in calculating that. All you need to know is which missions are good for XP, which ones aren't. And having said that, know that Category 2 Atlas is always good doing. 3 and 4 means you're gonna get the mad amount of EXP. While staying on the reward side of things, let's talk about bonus rewards and the Atlas taking damage. If an Atlas were to take damage and even get destroyed, it does not matter unless you have a bonus for that. You see, you can have 3 bonuses in total, which is place the Atlases quickly, make sure all the Atlases stay above 50% health, and manage to fire the Atlas on your first attempt. So as long as you can get either of these 3 bonuses, you're good. Even if it takes a hit or 2, or even if it takes you 2 tries, it should not affect your performance or your rewards, unless again it was a bonus reward that you lost because of it. This makes an Atlas actually very good to learn the ropes with. They may look daunting, but unlike something like Retrieve the Data or a Ride to Lightning, if you screw up, you can try again, and try again. You can try it up to 3 times, and the 3rd fail is a game over then, because then the Atlases are beyond repair. Now, let's go up to prep time. You spawn in, first thing you gotta do, look at the right hand side. What does it say? Does it say find and place the Atlases quickly? Go ahead, look for them, place them down. As soon as you get that boom, you're settled, you have the bonus reward. While doing that, make sure you have a teammate who is looking for blue glow, because you're gonna need blue glow to start the mission, as well as get the exploration badge to again get as many rewards as you can. This is just generic stuff. I always recommend you guys to do this. Get the exploration badge, try to get as many other badges, try to do any side objectives to get as much stuff done in a single mission to maximize on your rewards. Either you hardcore rush or you do as many side objectives casually. So once you got all the Atlases placed, take a second to look around, okay? The harder the difficulty, the more willing you'll be to trap an Atlas. Think about it, if you're doing a Category 4, you have a gigantic plane to cover. You need to cover north, west, south, east. You need to cover everywhere. You need to go 100 meters to one side and then back to the other side and back there, back there, back there, over, up, down and under. You need to make sure that you minimize the amount of movement you need to do and also maximize on your efficiency in Category 4 Atlases. Now, of course, I'm more catering towards category 3 and 4 because if you have the chance to do those obviously. However, the same rules apply for category 1 and 2, just they're a lot simpler. Now, you have two main ways to build an atlas. Simply said, you throw down a pyramid or you throw down 4 slopes. Simple as that. If you throw down 4 slopes, you have a little bit more of trap protection, because then you can combine with launchers, with gas, with other traps to make sure the atlas stays a bit more protected. You should not worry about the corner pieces, as the AI is never inclined to go towards the objective through the corners. However, something like a bone thrower or a husky husk or husklings, they can actually go through the corner pieces if they get pushed, if they get shoved, if they get, then they can actually enter those corner pieces and still do damage to the atlas. So you can just simply cover it by placing down corner pieces. But they're not really a need. You can do them perfectly with just having 4 ramps. That's all you really need. Just 4 ramps and boom, you can start the objective already. So once you place down those ramps, I do recommend you throw a roof on top, throw them some extra mobility options, throw floors, floor launchers, maybe put a gas outside, and boom. Now you have an atlas where from all 4 directions, when a husk comes, he's going to take damage. In addition, you have a lot of mobility options, which, going back to the beginning of this video, you need to go constantly left, right, center, up and down. Having that mobility and that, especially that line of sight, will actually help you a lot, as that will allow you to see more dangerous situations a lot earlier. Now, you can also go for pyramids. Pyramids, downside is they're not really made for trapping. Positive thing is though, there is actually nothing all too amazing about pyramids. I guess they're just simple to build. Honestly, a pyramid is never going to be truly superior to an inverted atlas build, but it's simple. It's a simple design, it's not complicated, and it's good. You are never going to have leaks. All walls are going to be protected. It's going to be quick to navigate. You're going to have good lines of sight. You can, throw defenders on top. You can throw your teddy on top. You have a little bit of an overview if you stand on top. So it's never a bad build to build a pyramid. But the invert is statistically better since you have more, since it's cheaper with the same result, and you can trap it up. Because if you're going to go for a pyramid, do not even bother trapping it up, since it's a waste of your resources. Now, once you get to category 2 storms and upward, you're going to start seeing floating atlases. Now, you shouldn't worry, this is not the end of the world. You don't need to build a 17,000 big structure. All you need to do is edit arches, build your way up, place on the atlas, get on top of the atlas, and then you have a choice. Either you want to throw down a floor and throw down a pyramid to have that double layer protection in case, flinger trash or lobbers land there. So you have a little bit more protection. You can also throw down a wall launcher with that pyramid once again to have, a little bit of additional protection, right? You have same double protection as well as a launcher to shove them off. Or you can just ditch the pyramid altogether and just throw down a damage trap. Like maybe a retractable or something. Maybe a floor launcher, freeze trap, fire trap, whatever you got in store. It's always good to do a little bit of protection on the rooftops, because before I did that, I noticed that I lost a lot of 50% bonuses to the floating atlas. There were many times when during a lobber wave, lobbers start chucking their skulls, damage the skull, damage the atlas, and they're like, oh shit, this is not good. So a little bit of panic, you need to quickly throw a top on top. So just remember, protect it a little bit, but there's no need to build like a gigantic fortress around it. You can even leave all 4 sides naked. The top is the only thing that truly matters the most. Now, you have everything prepared. You got the blue glow, you got the defenses, you got everything. Don't forget, if you have the time to make a trap or a funnel, go ahead. Since you're going to be protecting on a gigantic field, it's very useful to have cleared the area and made some funnels. Even if there are no traps, that means that instead of having to worry about 360 degrees, you may only need to worry about 8 choke points, which makes them already a lot easier to handle. In addition, it's an 8-minute long defense, being one of the longest defenses in the game, shared with retrieve the data and a little bit lower than a launch the rocket. But who does launch the rocket nowadays, right? As soon as the mission begins, you must be ready. You're gonna have almost everything. You're gonna have a little bit of propane. You're probably gonna have a smasher. You're probably gonna have a lobbers. You're gonna have a little bit of each subtype coming in as the waves cycle through. Also remember, the quicker you kill husks, the quicker you cycle through those waves. Fortnite is programmed in such a way that the waves are preset. If there are already, like, let's say 100 husks on the map, they won't spawn additional husks, or rarely any additional husks. And as soon as those 100 die, or let's say 10 of those 100 die, they will spawn in 10 more of the next wave. So what you can technically do is, if you are on a propane and smasher wave, for instance, hit them as hard as you can, so you quickly burn through that wave, and then you'll notice that the subsequent waves are going to be a lot calmer because you've beaten through all those waves super quickly. You can also, again, it's something Sly Gumby does a lot in his videos, especially his live streams. Just watch it. He does a lot of those builds meant for stalling. You can see him end up with games where he has like 200 combats, yet they made it through a full 100 4-player mission. How did they do it? Well, they kept on stalling the first and second wave of husks, so they never had issues with propane, they never had issues with lobbers. But he actually made a great video on that, on the what's it called, the ring around the rosy or something, I don't know, the bouncy house design thingy. I'll just put it down in the description and also pin it in a comment down below. I really recommend you watching that, as it will, he talks a little bit more about stalling for time and such, and very interesting video, really. Having said all of that, you just need to remember the storm was most likely to change roughly once every 2 minutes. Can go faster, can take a bit longer. The mini boss is always expected around 3-ish minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. You can also get bad luck where he spawns at like 1 to 2 minutes, but most average is around the 3-minute mark. So you must make sure that by then you always have like your commando ready, your gun ready, your slow field ready. You're ready to just fill them with lead. So, quick recap of everything you need to know about atlases. As soon as you spawn in, look at the bonus. Head towards the atlas, place on your atlases, start clearing the area. Have one person just gather some blue glow here and there as you keep on clearing the area. Once you have a good understanding of where the atlases are, look at where the choke points are, look where the husks are coming from, and build your funnels accordingly. Then make your pyramids or your inverted builds according to your personal preference. If you don't want to make trap tunnels, just throw down like 2 or 3 traps on the inverts, that's completely fine. Then throw down any possible defenders on top of your atlases if you are capable of doing so. Put down your arches up to the floating atlas, throw down that top, throw down any additional defenses. Don't forget, maybe use a jump pad here and there to get that additional mobility going, because mobility is key. It is the thing that makes people lose Category 4 Atlas missions if they're not fast enough with repairing, a hole inside the Atlas. And remember, if it were to go wrong, do not get angry. All you have to do is just add a bit of blue glow, add a bit of wood, and you're ready to go for round 2. That's been quite an exciting video, really fun. Atlases are honestly one of my most favorite videos, hence again. Let me know, what's your favorite mission type? I like to do atlases, they're simple. They teach the player how to play the game in almost a perfect manner. And if you ever want to see if a player is good or not, play with them in a Cat 4. If you play with them in a Category 4, you learn so much about a player, whether he's good or bad. Having said all of that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been Keflexx, and I salute you. Farewell.